Two experts in ICF.
Yeah.
Decades of experience. One podcast.
Yeah.
Two hosts with a lot to say.
Look, I cannot sit through a struggle. I gotta get up and hustle. I gotta push through the pain, cause really that's how you build muscle.
Welcome to the Build with ICF podcast with your hosts, Trevor Brown and Heather Herring Brown. Yep, they're a package deal. With over 20 years of ICF installation experience, Trevor can throw down some expertise on sales, marketing, and training. On the other side of the table sits Heather, aka the girl boss. And she's earned the title as the owner of an award-winning ICF construction company, a drafting and design company specializing in ICF. And the numbers? With a master's in accounting, she does that too. Sleeves up, boots on. This is the Build with ICF podcast.
I don't want nothing for free. I'm here to work. Been through the dirt. I've been through the dirt. Yeah.
All right, so take two, right? On episode number 66.
Yeah, despite what people think of me, I am not perfect.
Every now and then, we don't edit. We don't edit the podcasts.
I know.
But we got talking beforehand, and then you hit the button, and then the volume was turned down.
Yeah,
So,
there's buttons and there's
slide
things that I have to slide and all kinds of things. I'm not smart enough for that. I'd rather just stack some block, put some concrete in it. But unfortunately, I also have to run this board of
you do.
Cool stuff. And here's what's funny is I know we made comment in some of the previous episodes about sound effects, and then found out later from listeners that they couldn't hear the sound effects because my AI editor that I use that edits, that tries to basically cuts out all the dead air and tries to make this
Podbean itself.
Yeah, it just tries to condense it down so that we're not, just dead airspace, right? So, which we don't really do because I talk all the time. But that editor also cuts out these weird sounds, which is the same reason why, like when the dogs bark and you can't hear it, and we think that everybody can hear our dogs barking. But anyway, pretty cool editing system. Unfortunately, when I really want something to show up, like the actual sound effects, it doesn't actually work. So,
well, we'll have to figure that out. But
anyway,
so today is episode number 66.
6-6. You know what that means? What's next?
6-7.
6-7. There's probably nobody
Cringe.
listening to this podcast young enough to understand that. I don't even understand.
Ask
To be
your
honest,
kids.
I just have kids and they make fun of me if I say 6-7.
Yeah, so ask your kids. That's what we'll say.
Yeah. Okay.
So the topic of today's podcast is going to be a follow-up to podcast number 63, I think it was, that we started talking
63
about.
was WICFA.
WICFA, the World Insulated Concrete Form Association.
The ICF industry finally has
no. We don't need
sorry,
that
I was
today.
going to bust into it.
I know, but we don't need that because we're going to talk all about it on this podcast.
That's true. I can probably save myself that one.
So after episode number 63, we got a ton of questions. We got a ton of feedback. We got a lot of people reaching out.
A lot of emails,
And
a lot of text messages.
Yes,
a lot
and
of phone calls.
I really thought that we would be able to come up with like our top 10 questions from that because we got so many questions. We a lot of questions. We got
we
phone
did.
calls,
we
got
did
emails,
come up with top 10.
We did, but
we
then
said we'd do the top 10 questions. We did the top 10
Yeah.
questions, but then we reviewed them and we kind of figured out that some of them overlap.
They do. So we came up with the top 8.
I like to call it the grade 8.
Okay.
The grade 8.
All right. So I'm gonna start this off. I'm gonna be kind of the moderator today. I'm gonna jump in here too as well.
You know what I'm gonna do different that I don't usually do is I'm gonna talk. So,
okay.
I know people aren't used to that, but
All right. So question number 1.
yes.
This one we got
Again,
this.
all questions that people, so they listen to the podcast, just to clarify, and they basically started, I was getting text messages, people know that I know in the industry, and a lot of these questions come from very respected people, and you're all listening, and I appreciate all of you. So when you hear your question, shout out to you. That's the people we're talking about, because I literally crossed over. I didn't keep track of who all asked me what question, so I apologize. Just know if you asked me this question, shout out to you.
But these questions that we chose were asked multiple times.
Yes. Yeah.
So-
It was like kind of the top 10. Like I said,
Yep.
they kind of kept coming up. People
Yep.
kept asking. I'm like, and literally I told everybody, I'm like, God damn, maybe I need to do a follow-up podcast to this that we can kind of answer these questions. Because I don't think we were excited. We are excited. We were, and we are excited. And I just wanted to make sure that we went back and explained what we were kind of talking about on the
Yes.
first episode.
Yeah.
Clarification. We're dialing it in.
Yep. So question number 1.
Yes, ma'am.
Why now? What are we going to do differently?
Good question. And this actually was sparked from, I mean, a couple of people kind of asked this, but I got a really good listener that reached out via, I believe it was YouTube. So hopefully if you're listening, thank you. Reached out and said, hey, what are you doing different, than you have for the last 20 years? I mean, you've been doing it for 25 years. Why now?
Well, and there have been other associations.
Right. There has. And what's
So
different? What's different about our association? And that I think was a prolific question. And so thank you so much for that question. I just think you're right. We've been a very slow grow. As somebody that's been in this business for a long time, there's a reason why I have a long gray beard. It's because this has taken a long time for us to really get it going. The reason I think we have a opportunity to grow this right now is because I think that the first and foremost codes are coming to us. The building industry is coming to us. Like, we've all been ahead of the game. Like, we've been advanced. We knew ICF was awesome. Like, all of us that were in it 25, 30 years ago, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, all these people that started getting into this industry, we were way ahead of where the general public was on this. And so we are starting to see through natural disaster, through, via the insurance companies saying that they're not going to give homeowners insurance to people in Florida or in California. So stuff like that, where we're seeing like, oh, okay, we got to figure out a better way to build a house. To people that are just doing code stuff. Colorado is a good example. Oregon, Washington, a lot of these states that we deal with out west. And there's obviously others in the east and in New York and some of these states that are requiring way higher codes, energy codes and stuff. We're way ahead of that.
Yeah.
So we now have this like spotlight on not, I'm not saying on the ICF industry, but on a better way to build. And we've been asked by people within the National Association of Home Builders, by people all over the place saying, why aren't more people using this? It's more resilient. It's a better way to build, blah, blah, blah. Well, I don't think there was ever desire as much as there is today. I think the people that knew it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it hasn't been pushed as hard. Like, I mean, now I'm not saying it's a requirement, but you're in some places, you have to build a house that doesn't burn down. You have to build a house that doesn't blow down in a hurricane. Like, I mean, it's semi kind of required.
Yes. And it's not just the US. It's codes in Canada. It's codes in, South America, Mexico, those areas that require, just additional over a stick frame.
Yeah. And I think that it's a very valid question. It's, shout out to our friend Paul Camozzi. He sent me a text and we were talking, and he says, "Is this so?" Like I can't remember exactly how he worded it, but he basically said like, "This is great because I thought the ICF industry was slowly dying," and this is a guy that's been in the industry for 30 years, longer than I have, and he's retired now, and he kind of just said, "Yeah, he's stepped out thinking that it was going down or slowing down." And so refreshing to hear that somebody is going, oh, wow, it's really taking off. I thought it was dying. So like, I think there is, I validate, that validates the question of like, why now? Why is 20 years later different than 20 years ago? That's why.
Well, and I'm not to toot our own horn, but when we've been very involved in our local, our state, and now nationally with NAHB, with our home builders associations. And I feel like in 2020 during COVID, ICF really, I feel like we jumped because I remember the sales in innovative building products and the number of people reaching out to us to draw plans and to build homes out of ICF jumped. Mm-hmm. Just the awareness of it increased at that time. And then our involvement at the national level and the conversations that we're having also is what is going to make it different this time.
Very much, yeah. Very much so. Like we're seeing that effect happen that we just, and like I said, whatever the reasoning is, we're definitely seeing more of that effect. I mean, this podcast is probably the best proof of concept of why we want to do this association. I am honest with you guys. When people, I had another podcast, the Wreak Havoc podcast, that thank you to our listeners that keep downloading it, because I haven't recorded one in years, but we're getting all these new followers now on the Wreak Havoc podcast because I use a lot more profanity on that one, or all profanity on that one. But anyway, so the Wreak Havoc podcast has taken off because that, and because our listeners listening. When I had that, people kept saying, well, you got a podcast. Why don't you talk about ICF? And I did occasionally talk about ICF. And so people that listen to it would be like, you should do an ICF podcast. I am not kidding you. I thought there'd be 12 people, like 13 counting my mom, right, that would listen to this podcast. I did not think there would be, thousands and thousands of people that would listen to this podcast. I didn't think we'd see 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, all these downloads that we're getting. Over 100 countries now. We're officially over 100 countries downloaded in. I never thought in a million years that many people would listen to a podcast about insulated concrete forms. So that to me is another testament to why now, right? Because I did not realize, in my own stupidity, I did not realize that many people really wanted to know about ICF. So we know that there's a desire for it. Thus is the reason why it's the WICFA and not just the ICFA or the UICFA or whatever you want to call it. That we are the world. I mean, that we have listeners all over. We have people that reach out to us from all over. ICF is taking over all over the place. So we can't take this much time on every one of these questions, or we'll be on here for 2 hours.
Okay.
So I need to shorten up my answers.
Okay. I won't interrupt you.
Sorry, Miss Moderator.
Okay. Question number 2 then. We've talked about this, that we were going to have an executive board.
Oh, yeah.
And those members, that executive board is going to be made up of...
Super excited to announce our executive board.
How many? How many are on the executive board?
There will be 7 people on the executive board. So the World Insulated Concrete Forum Association inaugural founders board. I don't know what you would call us, but the first board. Obviously, myself and Heather will be on there. I'm going to have to use my fingers here.
That's too.
We have Mr. Robert Kloeb.
Yes.
That will be on there representing architecture, drafting, stuff like that, and design. We have Mr. Craig Shorts from the ICF Builder magazine, which is amazing for marketing. I mean, nobody's done more marketing and more things for the ICF industry in the last 10 years.
ICF Builder Awards, all of it.
All that stuff. Like, just amazing what he's done for marketing this industry. So we've got him. I know everyone wants to know about pools.
Yes.
And I know what you're all thinking. Who do we know that could possibly tell us about ICF pools?
The King.
Aaron King. Aaron, the Pool King, is going to be on the board. So he's our 5th member of the board. Our 6th member of the board is
representing our technical field.
Representing the technical side is Mr. Marty McCartney, who's famous, infamous. I say infamous.
Yeah.
I
He's
love
got his
this
hands
guy.
in everything.
He's great. You ever want to just talk to a guy about great parenting? He has some great parenting stories about, anyways, but Marty's awesome. Marty's a technical advisor for many different companies. And so he sees things all from rebar to alignment systems to block systems.
He's got the engineer brain.
Yeah. And he's an active builder. Like, he's a guy, he's like us. He's boots on the ground. He holds on to concrete pumps. Like, he's really got that accurate. So he's our 6th member. Our 7th member is going to be is still at large a little bit. We have a few people in mind, but we are solidifying, but it will be an ICF manufacturer member. So we do want to have one member of the manufacturer of an ICF manufacturer on the board. We're just solidifying the last parts of the contract, if you will, on that. But we will update that as soon as we have that solidified. But 6 of the 7 members are solidified. 7, I'm pretty sure, is solidified, but we still have to get that official as of tonight.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give the date or time, but it's of this time that we're sitting here recording this late at night. We do not have that official
meeting. We have that meeting scheduled.
It is scheduled, and we'll have that clarified. So anyway, that's super cool. Very proud of those. I'm excited. Thank you to all those guys. I know they're all listeners. I know that most of the people on here probably know who a lot of those guys are. Couldn't be led by a better group of people. So I'm very excited about our inaugural founders board.
Yes. All right. Then number 3. We brought this up on episode 63 where we talked about a founders club and we opened up a wait list.
Yeah.
So what is the founders club?
I got some frantic texts, emails, and calls regarding the founders club. So I'm sorry I did not communicate this very well. So the founders club has not been determined yet. It will be determined by the first 100 paid members of the World Insulated Concrete Form Association will be the original Founders Club. There will be 100 Founders Club. You will get a special hat. You will be forever known as a founder, and you will forever be given special privileges. I don't know.
Something.
You get to
We'll figure
cut
that
an
out.
extra drink ticket at the meetings or whatever. But anyway, we'll figure it out.
But we will, the way that we open up membership
Yes.
will be that initial list of 100 that got on the wait list first.
They will be notified. Yes.
Yes.
Everybody on the wait list, everyone on the wait list will be notified at the same time.
And are we going to give them a certain amount of time to complete?
Oh, that's a good, you know what? We're just spitballing this as we're on rare here. So I do like the idea of that. If you are on the wait list, you are going to get an early invitation
Yes.
to it. So yes, to answer people's questions, we are over 100. The Founders Club is not closed yet though. So keep adding yourself and anyone else you know to the wait list. And then what we'll do is we'll notify that 100, or we'll notify whoever, whatever we have on the wait list will be notified in advance of the launch of our website, of the growth zone, which we're going to get into here in a minute. And then you'll be able to go on there. The first 100 paid members will be the Founders Club. So anyway, So I had people reaching out and they're like, are you over 100 yet? And I'm like, yeah, we're over 100, but you're not. And he's like, oh, I want to be a founder member. No, you can still be a founder member. You just got to, the day it drops. And I won't do it. I won't be one of those guys that does it like at midnight. It's going to be like during the day. So you can just jump on.
Yeah, because I'm not going to be up at midnight to track them up. No,
I'm not either. So we'll do that at like
You
noon.
might be.
We'll
I'm
do
not.
it noon on a day, whatever day, on Monday. I think we're trying to shoot for Monday,
We're
April
shooting,
6th.
Yeah, we're shooting for Easter Monday to roll this out. So
anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
They'll be advanced. We'll figure it out. But no,
Okay.
Get on the wait list. Founders Club has not been determined yet. That will be determined by paid members.
Okay. Question number 4. You've mentioned there's going to be an affiliation with other organizations, associations, such as NAHB, the ICFMA, HBAs, AGCs, NRMCA, all that. So how does that, how are you envisioning that? What's the status update on that?
And yeah, so let me clarify, because again, that was a question that came up. People are like, okay, so are we part of NHB? Are you part of this? So no, we are an independent. We have our own 501c6. We are our own nonprofit association. We are setting everything up distinctly by ourselves. So WICFA is its own association. So we are not under an association. What I was getting at and what I was trying to get across is that we are already aligning ourselves with collaborations with these other organizations that will help promote our industry and our members out to the public. So we are literally going to get, we've already had meetings with, the top members at the NHB. The highest people we can talk to, we've had meetings with already talking about that. So we're doing that. We have a meeting set up with the ICFMA. We've had several phone calls with them, with their members and their board members. Everything's looking great. We're going to be lined up with them. We've got the amount of people that we know at the HBAs and stuff at the local level, which obviously part of the NHB, but that we've dealt with. We're going to be working with all your local memberships and stuff at the state level. We have a couple different things we're going to roll out to state executive officers. AGC is another one, the American General Contractors Association.
Commercial contractors.
Yes. They're all commercial contractors, but that's something that some of our members are very involved with, doing stuff like that. So, or our soon-to-be members that I know are very involved with that. So we are members of the AGC as well, so we'll be working with them. And then obviously the NRMCA, the National Ready Mix Concrete Association, somebody we've worked with over the years, great relationship with them, and we will be meeting with them as well. So nothing in writing. I'm not saying that I have everything set up that we're going to just meld. What our plan is, though, is to work in collaboration with them, but yet be a freestanding association. We're not a council or a committee of one of these associations. We are a separate entity. So all monies and everything that we bring in come into just us, into our association, not part of the other association. So anyway, just clarification. Sorry, when I get excited, I talk too much and then people get confused about what I was trying to say. But
no, I think people got excited about what you were saying and they wanted to know how it was all going to work together.
Mm-hmm.
So which is something you and I have
we're
talked in great deal about. So, and we've met with a lot of these other associations about.
Yeah, we're well down the road with everybody, and I think that it's something that's just. I mean, it's the synergy is amazing with all these different associations, and I think we can all help each other out. We can bring membership to them; they can bring membership to us. And the biggest thing is awareness. We're just trying to bring awareness to our industry, and there's no better way to do it than through other established associations that I respect. Like I mean, I will promise you this. I will not put us in a situation where we're with an association I don't respect. I will never align us or collaborate or align this association with somebody with an association I don't respect. And I respect all these associations greatly. And so I just am excited about how we're going to collaborate with all of them.
Well, and I know this isn't really part of this question, but it is kind of part of this question. When it comes to disaster efforts, when a natural disaster occurs and they are reaching out for comment, for assistance, for guidance, because that did happen this past year. We got reached out to by a homeowners group in Palisades, and this will be something that will be a huge focus for us in making sure that, WICFA is out there and promoting the industry, not promoting one specific ICF, promoting the industry. So can you talk about that for a second?
Yeah, because I think that is another question that people have that has come up is, so we might actually get to 10 because we're adding questions now to our 8. We might actually get to 10 questions. Is that people, how we're going to interact in disaster situations or different things like that. So wow.
Ooh.
I think everybody knows now that Heather has a wine glass next to her microphone.
No, the board will take that out.
I don't know if it will edit that out. It might. I hope it doesn't. There was a big ting of a wine glass right there when she hit it with her pencil. And anyway, next to that's funny. So anyway, yeah, Heather's drinking wine, just so you know.
It's PM. It is late.
It is late.
So anyways, back to the question.
So yeah, we part of what we're wanting to do and part of our mission statement is the advocacy and the PR side of things, public relations side of things. And so what we want to do as far as WICFA is we will be engaging as an organization in these disaster areas. And I use the example because I was personally involved with the Rebuild Paradise. I recently got back from going and speaking to the Palisades people that are rebuilding all the 7,000 structures in Palisades. That was a big inspiration for me to be, I know that individual brands have sent their people there. I think it's important that we as an organization send as an industry and as an association of that industry, that we promote our industry in those situations. So our plan would be, we hope there's never another natural disaster. However, there will be, unfortunately, and we hope that we can go in there and help out. So the funds that we're raising, the membership money that's coming in, there will be money in that will be budgeted towards going and helping these disaster areas and promoting ourselves as an industry, as an opportunity to help these people and raise awareness in these disaster areas. So that's what we're doing.
Okay. So you just talked about membership. Mm-hmm. So next question. What are the membership levels? What do they look like?
Yep. Okay. So everybody's been asking. So we do have 3 membership levels. So the membership levels are going to be at the top. We will have a manufacturer option for membership. So if you are a manufacturer of ICF block, you will be at your annual will be $2,500, and that is covers you and
25 of their territory managers, employees.
So you're basically getting 25 memberships for that. 25 people in that membership for that. But so manufacturer will be at 2,500. The main core of what we're doing will be associate members. That will be I'm sorry, I say associates. I'm stuck on.
I know, but I like the industry professionals because that encompasses everybody that's not a manufacturer.
Right. We call them the associates in National Association. I'm sorry, I say associates, but yeah. So the industry professionals will be our main this is going to be our main bulk of everybody. This is the main hub of what we got going on. Those will be $500. So for $500, you join. That gives you a year membership in the World Insulated Concrete Forum Foundation Association, and you are going to be, this is going to give you full access to everything that we're doing. So both the manufacturers and the industry professionals will have full access to everything we're doing, which we'll break down here in another question. But all the stuff that we're going to provide as an asset to you guys in the industry to help grow the industry, you'll have access to. And then we thought that there's just, and this is going to be our controversial. This is going to be the excitement and the controversy.
Okay. Yes.
We are doing a DIY membership because I just think we have a lot of those people that we want to help our DIYers. So I know there's guys that are like, it needs to all be professional, industry professionals only. I'm sorry. This is my baby. This is what I'm doing. Like, this is what we're putting together. And I really do believe that the DIY guys are a huge part of our industry, and I am going to support them in any way I can. And I think the best way I can support them is through a membership to the World Insulated Concrete Forum Association to grant them access to the industry professionals,
yes,
and to what we're doing. I want them to be brought into this and not just like I'd love to talk about, driving a trailer up, throwing stuff off the side of a trailer and then driving off and telling them good luck. Like, that's not what we're about. We're about helping them with a great project and using those industry professionals to help them with that. So
aligning them with those industry professionals, because
right.
The big complaint that the industry professionals have about DIYers is that they give us a bad name.
Yeah.
So it's a huge part of the market that the building industry itself does not shy away from. Home Depot and Lowe's does not care if you have a contractor's license or you're an industry professional. They will sell you lumber and you can go build whatever you want.
Yeah. So I think that and so this is it. So back to this third tier, right? The third tier is going to be DIY. So if you're a DIY, if you're one of our listeners and one of our members wants to be a member of this, you can get in for a lesser amount because you're probably getting in there just to get some information and get back out or learn what you want to learn during your project. So we are going to offer a 3-month membership that you can buy for $100, right?
150 per quarter.
Quarter.
Because maybe they don't need to be on here for a year.
That's right. Okay, that's what it was. $150 a quarter. So $150 a quarter, you can be on here. So that way you're not locked into the $500. Now, obviously, I'm not a mathematician. Heather has a master's degree in accounting, so she's better at this. But if you're going to be here for a year, just buy a membership. Just buy the full membership and have full access.
It's cheaper.
So the difference is if you buy that $150 membership, you're not going to have access to our live meetings. We're going to have monthly live meetings. We're going to have different, access points that you will be able to access our members in a different way with different information that you won't have access to. Mainly, what you're getting with the $150 membership is you're going to get access to our WICFA directory. You will get our newsletter. You're going to get some little bit of swag from us and stuff like that. But you'll have access to some industry professionals and mostly getting the list of stuff and the newsletter to keep up with what's going on in the industry.
Yeah. And then where we have some trainings that we're going to be providing for free to our industry professionals, the DIYers will have a slight charge to theirs.
Right. Yeah. So as a industry professional, you will be free to those events. If a DIY wants to come in, they're going to have to pay for the event. So we will have trainings and different things like that. So yeah, I think that's
okay. So that works there. So continuing along the membership path, we've talked about Growth Zone, and that's the I guess I'll call it a business center. It is the relationship manager system that we have chosen to use. And within that system, there are a ton of benefits. And that is how we are going to run the association. So let's take a few minutes now and let's talk about the Growth Zone Hub and start with some of the things that we're excited about in this Growth Zone Hub.
Okay. And let's clarify, we've been working with Growth Zone for a long time. We chose Growth Zone because we have worked through the NHB, what Growth Zone is. And so I think that is the reason we chose them is because we've been very comfortable with them, and I think they've done a really good job with the association management system that we work with.
They are the association that most local and state, I would say, use with NAHB. We are very familiar with it, which is why we chose to go with it.
Yeah, it's a quick launch for us. So, so I just want everybody to, and the reason I say that is because I'm just saying I don't want people to think we just pulled one out of a hat and we don't know what's going on. This is this is a good situation. You will have an app on your phone to access. I mean, we're going to look legit out the gate. This is not going to be an Excel sheet that we email out to you. This is an active live system that will be literally in real time. We will have all of our webinars will be through there. So when we do our webinars, you'll be able to log into the webinars through the Growth Zone.
Those web meetings can also be recorded so that if somebody cannot make it to the live,
you will receive a copy.
You'll receive a copy of it. You can watch it later.
Yep. Probably, I think, honestly, maybe, I don't know, there's a lot of cool things, but maybe the coolest thing I can think of about it is the communities.
Yes.
I bet you guys hear me complain all the time. I just about said that I bitch about it. I wouldn't say that. I complain about it. Anyway, you get my drift. So I can't stand the negativity on the Facebook pages.
Yeah, the negativity and the crazy, the what do you call it? They're
spamming.
The fake accounts.
Oh,
all of a sudden.
Yeah, the bots.
The bots.
The bots and the fake accounts. The Chinese ICF companies putting pictures of other ICF guys' stuff on their accounts, and the spamming. I don't and I know there's listeners that know exactly what I'm talking about because I know some of our listeners have done it and I've seen it. When someone asks a specific question about a window buck that they're trying to figure out how to use this window buck, and then they just spam on their block company. I can't
every
stand
other
that.
window buck that's out there.
Well, you should have used blah blah blah, or stuff that doesn't even answer the question. Like people that just they're like, hey, I have a question about how to put electrical in. Use this block. You should have used this block. I sell this block. Like that kind of stuff is not going to be tolerated in this group. We won't deal with it. So. And that's been kind of fun because a lot of people have actually texted me and said, I love that part of the podcast that you got mad about that, because it pisses a lot of people off. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a positive community page that will be able for people that we will monitor. And if I catch you doing that, again, I said this on episode 63, I will kick you out and keep your money. I'm not kidding. I'm not. We are going to build a positive ICF community. And if you don't bring positivity into this community, you will not be part of this community. And if that makes my community smaller, so be it. But we will not allow that. And I think what's cool about this is remember the thing about Growth Zone is they offer the ability for us to have community pages within that app. And so you don't have to go on Facebook. You can come to your WICFA app and you can go into the community and you can ask questions and do all the things you want, and know that Big Daddy T Brown is looking out for you, and I will wipe people out if they get negative. So that is super cool to me, and that is one of the big things I really like about this. Not to mention the other thing that you can do within this is the one-on-ones.
Yes.
Do you want to explain that?
No, I'll let you explain that because I want to explain the next thing on there.
Okay. So basically what happens is you get involved with the community pages and you set up your profile and all this, and people see you talking on there. You have the ability within Growth Zone to then reach out. So let's say I'm going to use my friend Aaron King. Aaron King knows everything about pools. You're trying to build a pool. You can reach out to Aaron King on this through Growth Zone and say, hey man, I'm a WICFA member. You're a WICFA member. I have a question about a pool, and you can set up a one-on-one video meeting with those people. If there's 10 people,
or a small community meeting,
there could be a community. We could start, and we don't know what all communities are going to start. We have yet to find where we're new at this, so we're going to find out. But we could set up an ICF pool community, and there could be 100 people in there, 500 people, whatever. You could actually hold your own thing without me, without our general membership meeting every month. You could just say, hey, we're going to host our own meeting on next Wednesday to talk about ICF pools. Yep. And there could be 20 people in there. And so there's these within the community, you'll be able to communicate with other ICF people about even whittling it down sniper style down to a, instead of a shotgun effect, we're going to bring it down to sniper, and you can actually communicate with like-minded people about specific things that you have questions about in the ICF industry, which I think is awesome.
Yes, I love it. The next thing that I want to talk about within the Growth Zone app is, or the hub, is the job, or I guess bid board is what they call it on AGC.
Yeah.
But you could post on there if you are hiring, if you are accepting bids, where you are at, if you are looking for something specific, like so many things that you could put on this job and bid board, whether you're hiring for an employee, you're looking for a contractor, that I think is going to be very cool. So they just brought that out.
It's something that we get calls about all the time.
Yeah.
Like, it is literally something that it's one of them. I mean, we get a lot of really cool questions, but like when you look at like our info or our DMs,
a lot
of the questions are like, hey, I'm looking for an engineer in this state, or hey, I'm looking for an installer in North Carolina, or I'm looking at, like, that to me is like where we're seeing the majority of people like trying to find other people, and like, hey, I have a job here. And then I get people literally call and say, hey, you must know a bunch of people. I have an install crew and we'll travel to blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, again, trying to bring people together. I am going to give a shout out to Earl Fowler, our friend Earl Fowler. He's got the ICF near me, where we've already had conversations with them. I would put this kind of almost back under the question of affiliations with other organizations. We are fully connected and communicating about putting people together through their database as well. So we are working with multiple other people to bring ICF databases that are out there together.
Yes.
We are not trying to interfere with any of them. We just want to bring it together. All we're trying to do is make it easier for everybody to communicate, right? So literally, if you go to icfnearme.com right now, you'll see our logo on there. They're advertising about WICFA. We're very much aligned with them and excited to work with them. They're doing some great things. So we will be doing, collaborations with some of these other databases as well, because there are a few databases out there that have established some people. But we're hoping to basically, as a member of WICFA, you'll have kind of a VIP access to this database, this board, if you will. And then the other thing, I think part of that job board that is exciting is we are going to be posting actual employment jobs. Like, we're saying jobs like projects, right? Like ICF project,
but also
construction projects.
Yes.
We're also going to have a section on there for employment. So like, if you're an ICF, if you're a member of WICFA and you have a job opening, you're going to be able to post it on there, and other WICFA members are going to be able to look on there and look for job openings, whether it be a territory manager for a product out there, or an installer looking for, to laborers, or whatever it is.
Draftsman, or
draftsman, engineer, right?
Yeah. So when I was looking to hire for my company, I'm a member of PWB at our local level and at our state level, which is Professional Women in Building. We start our meetings, with our wants and needs.
Yeah.
What are we looking for our business? And I made an announcement one day that I needed to hire a new drafting assistant. I wanted to bring somebody in, and that is, I got referrals from people that they knew, and we actually ended up hiring one of our advertisers.
Like-minded people can help people out, can help each other. So it makes a lot of sense for people to do that. And then I look at, even just people looking for, we get a ton of questions about engineers, right?
Yes.
Tons of questions about engineers. So having that on there, and trust me, I will be, as a personal promise to everybody on here, I will be going after the engineers hard. I want to have a lot of engineers that be members of WICFA.
Yes.
Because we do. I mean, through our drafting company, we work with a lot of great engineers. We'll be putting them on there and make sure they're available to everybody.
Yep. Okay, so we talked about community pages. We talked about the app itself. We talked about the bid board. We talked about the group sessions. You talked a little bit about monthly meetings for the members.
Mm-hmm.
That will be within there as well.
Yeah. So we'll host a monthly meeting. It will not just be a regurgitation of this podcast. We are going to keep doing the podcast. That's another question, I guess it could be. We might be up to 12 questions by now. I don't know. So another question was, people said, are you going to still do the podcast? Yes, we're going to still do the podcast. Will continue to go on just exactly how it is. It will be kind of a promotion of the WICFA. It will be sponsored by WICFA. It is a WICFA podcast at this point. but yeah, we're going to keep doing what we're doing. Like this is to the non-member. Like, I mean, WICFA or see, now I'm already confused. Build with ICF podcast goes out to the whole world. And it doesn't have anything to do with membership. You don't have to pay a dime to listen to our voices and listen to me talk. You can be part of this for free. The next step would be to get involved with us. And if you want to get involved with us at a closer level, more than just listening to me gab every week, you can actually get involved with WICFA and get closer involved with us. So yes, the podcast is going to keep happening. But what we will be doing is we'll be doing for members only is a live monthly meeting that we'll do and it will be very scripted. So you will get a
format. Yes.
There'll be a format that you will get beforehand so that if say you can't make it for the full hour, you can, if you want to cut in and listen and we have an engineer talking, the engineer will talking at 20 minutes in or whatever it is. It's not going to be just me talking. I will give a brief overview of what we're doing at the beginning of the meeting probably. We're still working on the format exactly, but I think what we'll do is probably roll with me coming in, introducing what we're doing right now. And then it's going to be a lot of other people talking and other things going on. The cool thing is about this is it's going to give the chance for all of our members to live interact with people within the industry. You will be muted. We're not going to try to deal with that.
We have a chat function. And there will be a moderator.
It will be a chat function with a moderator so that you can come into those meetings every month and you can put your questions in, and we will have a section of Q&A. Depending upon how many questions we have and how much time we have, it will be moderated to, the moderator will be choosing what is the most important at that point. But topics that's specifics. But what I will say is I do want to say that we will be answering all questions in the chat. Whether we answer them live on the podcast or on the webinar, or we have to answer you later, we promise to get you an answer back for everybody that enters into the chat. So that's another cool thing about Growth Zone, and what we like about them is the fact that we can actually do that as well. So we're going to have these monthly meetings that will do that. The other cool thing is quarterly. Our plan is to bring in once a quarter it will be we're going back and forth. It might be a 2-hour meeting. It might be a 1.5-hour meeting.
We're going to bring in a guest speaker,
a true paid guest speaker that we are going to bring in. That's a true, like either a sales professional, an engineer,
business focused, education focused,
somebody you won't be able to listen to without paying for them. That you will get that as part of your membership for free. So you will be able to listen to some member. We've already talked to some people. We have a few lined up already that are excited to come in and do that and host a 30-minute conversation or meeting, so training class. So you will have access as a WICFA member. You are going to have access to a level of training and different things that you wouldn't have access to normally.
Yeah. And then, so then we talked about, member pages. So this is where it goes back to kind of those membership levels. And the reason the manufacturer, the reason they get more, I guess, representatives, more is because we want to make sure that their territory managers are involved, because a lot of times with associations and what we see with NAHB and these other ones, it's limited to a certain number. So those are the only people that get information about the association, the only people that get information about events and trainings and all that stuff. We want to make sure that all the territory managers are able to be included in that. So the member page will look a little bit different, and there will be one main person for that manufacturer that has the login, and then they will designate the other territory managers. And the same thing, I guess, for our industry professionals, because we're allowing 5 people within their organization, so their employees, to have access to the events, to training, just to everything.
You buy that membership, you get a certain amount of seats at the table, if you will, to every event. So this isn't just one person gets to come to the event. So it is, we need to clarify, like when you sign it, and this is how we deal with it with all the HBA memberships too. Mm-hmm. Like one company, Innovative Building Products, has a membership to this association, and I can list 5 people that can come to the meetings, and they can all go, because not everybody can be at every meeting, right?
Exactly.
Not everybody can be there. So it's like, hey, are you going to make the meeting day? Yeah. So there's a list of 5 people that are approved to be at these meetings and are paid, quote unquote, members of that membership, right?
Yes.
So that's what it would be.
Okay. And then one other thing we didn't touch on with membership, and I guess maybe it goes along with this with Growth Zone Hub too, is our plan is to have two kind of general membership meetings per year.
Mm-hmm.
In our first year, we will have one. Our first one is going to be at World of Concrete 2027. We're working out the details on that.
Yeah, there will be an in-person. So everybody that is a member of WICFA will be invited to a in-person meeting where we will all be, and that we can get together and do that. And we've got a couple ideas of what we're going to do, yet to be determined. But
we got to speak to our board.
Yeah, we're going to run it by the board, and too, like everybody that's a member is going to get to vote on this too. So we will put this out to a vote of.
We're going to do a poll.
We're going to do a poll. A vote, poll, whatever you want to call it, about what would be best for people what's going to be the most beneficial to them, and how we can all get together at World of Concrete. And then our plan would be by fall of 2027 to be able to have another offsite that would be completely unrelated to the World of Concrete, in a totally different location, probably somewhere closer to the east, or maybe even somewhere more centrally located anyways, that we could put somebody with it. And we've thrown around Phoenix, Nashville, Florida, I don't know, something.
All sorts, yeah.
We're trying to figure that out. But anyway, we'll figure it out. But the plan would be eventually to have two meetings, a World of Concrete and then a fall meeting that would be World of Concrete will probably be continuously every year, because we're all there anyways.
We're all there. Yep.
And then we'll do an offsite that will be an optional offsite in the fall.
Yep. Okay. Next thing, sponsorships.
That a lot of people ask if they can sponsor things. So it's funny, we've been begging for sponsors for the podcast. And we did have a few people, actually. I shouldn't say nobody, but we did now everybody's popping up going, hey, how do we sponsor?
Okay, so what are the sponsorship levels that
we have
come up with?
Three sponsorship levels. It is going to be starting at the silver level.
Yes.
So I should write all this stuff down. You have it written down.
Right there.
Oh, it's written down.
I wrote it for you.
Oh, look at that. Thanks. Be right what they are, because then I forget.
No,
silver membership, we will have an option for 10 people to be these are annual memberships.
10 businesses.
Annual memberships. We are going to sell 10 annual memberships at $1,000 a piece. You'll be a silver sponsor.
10 annual sponsorships, not memberships.
Sponsorships. 10 sponsorships available.
Yes.
At the silver level, which will be $1,000 a piece. The next step up will be the gold level. At gold, we will have 4 memberships available, only 4 available at $2,500 for the whole year. The top level, of course, what's better than platinum? What's better than titanium? What's better than magnesium? I don't know. What are those things? What's better than that?
Well, we're a concrete organization.
Concrete. You want to be concrete level? There's 2 concrete level sponsors annually for the year, and that's $5,000 sponsorship. So $5,000 for the whole year. Now, what you get for those sponsorships you are going to be plastered on everything we do. So everything that the World Insulated Concrete Forum Association puts out, you will be listed as thank you for our sponsorships, and you'll be listed as sponsors. In addition to the concrete and gold sponsors, will be advertised on every one of our podcasts.
Yes.
We will thank you on every one of our podcasts. You'll get recognition on every one of our podcasts. Anyway, you can imagine, as an annual sponsor, all of these sponsors, there's a total of 16. All 16 sponsors are going to be on every pop-up advertisement we have.
Well, there's
every banner, everything we do
and
for the year.
Within the Growth Zone app that all of our members will log into to attend webinars and trainings and all that kind of stuff, your information will be in there, and they'll be on all the different pages as
Correct. You will have a banner on the buildwithicf.com webpage. Yeah, you're going to be plastered all over everything we do. So, and then the cool thing is once you're in, you're kind of grandfathered in to being a sponsor with us. And so you don't want to let go of that.
First right of refusal.
First right of refusal. If you refuse, then cool. We'll get back to the waiting list, and we'll go to people that want to get on there. So we will do that too. That will be opening on the same day as the memberships, if I'm correct, right?
Yes, it will.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we will have some other event sponsors for our 2 meetings a year and stuff like that. There'll be some of those.
We've talked about having a golf tournament or something. I mean, if we do something, there'll be other there will be other sponsorships available.
We just haven't detailed all of that yet.
Yeah. But we know these are going to actually happen, because they will be launched on April 6th when we launch this or whatever it is. So
yeah. All right. So the last 2 questions that I have that were the most asked. The next one was, what is your role? What are the roles that Trevor and Heather will play in the World Insulated Concrete Form Association?
Okay, that's true. Everybody did that. Everybody's like, what are we doing? How do you guys? So our official roles will be our official titles, I guess, that what we're doing is going to be, I will be the CEO, the Chief Executive Officer of WICFA, as well as a sitting board member. You will be the Executive Officer and board member. So those will be our roles. So a few people have asked, like, are you guys just hanging out in the shadows, being creepers? What are you guys doing? No, we will be, our plan is to run this, obviously, with board approval. Everything that we do runs through the board. I don't know how many people are familiar with Robert's rules, but this association will be run off of Robert's rules. And so basically we will run this organization through the board. Everything will be done by vote. But the initial launch of this, then I will be the CEO, which acting in behalf of all of us. So there's going to be somebody that makes those decisions and does some of those things. So spokesperson, I will be doing that. Trophy husband, all the,
all those things.
roles.
And as usual, I will be running it all from.
She'll be the brains.
I'm the wizard behind the curtain.
Right. As usual, Heather is the brains behind the operation. As people have told me, she's a smart one. Let her talk more. So,
but our goal is for this to be a freestanding, I guess, self-operating organization that we work our way out of.
Yeah, we want the board, everything.
Yes.
I mean, you probably always have to have a CEO, but it'll be open for other people.
But it would be open for other people and an EO and all that kind of stuff. So,
yep. So that's what we're doing.
Yes.
We're taking those roles on to get this thing started, and then we will kind of, like I said, they'll change over time.
There is
great.
a plan that we will share. So,
yeah.
Okay. The number one question that was asked, our last
100%,
question.
by a mile,
Yes.
the number one question asked. We saved it till last.
Even though
it was the number one question.
Yeah. How can we help?
Everyone, that I love our people so much. Like, I love all of our folks, because everyone just keeps asking the same thing. And I've been asked this question from everywhere, from major manufacturers to homeowners that have asked, what can I do? What can I do to help? So all I can tell you guys is recruit, promote, spread the word. I mean, it's free. It doesn't cost you a thing. Please tell other people about it. Get anybody you know.
Get involved.
Get involved in the industry. Anybody that you know that might be able to help us with this. We're raising money to raise the awareness of the association. That's what we're trying to do. This is advocacy.
Fight for this association.
We are fighting for it. These are bullets in the gun that we need to fight, to raise awareness of our organization, or of our industry. So we're looking at we need numbers. There's power in numbers, and the more membership we have, the more numbers we have, the more we can fight for you guys, and the more we can raise it up. So please spread the word. It's the number one thing you can do. We literally have, there's people that have access to, like, we talk to one person and they have access to 100 people. It's the spider web effect, right? Like, everybody can, this is how it trickles down. This is the spider web, whatever you want to call it. If you know somebody and you want to do something, just go out and tell 10 people. Please tell 5 people, tell 20 people, tell 100 people. Whatever you can do is going to help us. So that's what we can ask you to do right now. I will say, beyond that, in more of an official role, we will be asking for a advisory council that will be formed of 21 people.
Yep.
The board will discuss this at our first meeting, but we will be considering people that, if you want to volunteer for this, which we've had a ton of people say it.
If you have an interest
in being on the advisory council, please reach out to us and let us know. I mean, some of you, if you've already done it, I do know who you are and I have you on my list. But we will be doing, everybody said, I'll be on your board, I'll be on advisory council, I'll do whatever I can do to help. I will ask you if you have interest in being on the advisory board. Please let us know. The advisory board is going to do stuff that will work its way up to the board. Basically, like when we need to know, okay, what do you guys think about where we should spend some dollars? Where do you think we need to focus?
If anybody is familiar with their local HBA or their state HBA, the main advisory board, and I think the I guess, the historians of the association, the ones that kind of guide the executive team and the other committees and councils, is our past presidents. As we're starting a new association, we don't have past presidents. So the advisory council will serve as that.
Right. Yeah. You'll be our eyes and ears out there.
Yeah.
So, and there's definitely going to be stuff we'll just put out to the general membership, like in polls, and say, hey, what are you guys thinking on this? But like, if you want to be deeper and you want to be on an actual scheduled call that we're going to do, like Zoom meeting call that you'll do through Growth Zone, that we will actually get together monthly and you'll be part of the advisory council, please let us know, because that's what you can do to help. But like, first and foremost, promote.
Well, and the reason that, like,
which is Stat Club. We talked about Stat Club.
We did, but
so everybody, as you get into this membership thing, and when people go to do their membership, it's going to ask who referred you, and those are going to be Stat Club points, and you'll get Stat Club points. Which, by the way, I've heard Matt Bass already said he's going to be the top Stat Club guy of all time. So there's some challenges being put down by people already saying they're going to recruit the most members. So
so I have another question before we get off of here too. This is and this goes along with how can we help? We need members because members help us to speak louder, give us a voice in rooms where we don't have that voice currently.
Mm-hmm.
So the membership is going to provide those dollars that we need to advocate for the industry, to get out there and get our voices heard.
Run the ads. Go and be at these meetings with in disaster areas. Help people. This is going to be these are the funds that are being raised to do what we're trying to do, which is just get us out there to people. Everyone's asked us, why doesn't everybody do this? Because not everybody knows about it.
Yeah.
We are advocacy. We are education. We are public relation. This is what we're going to do. We are going to raise it. Nobody's really gone out there and fought for us. We've all been fighting individually. Like, we're literally in a war against stick frame and other things out there. Firewood companies, they're building houses out of firewood. We're out there fighting against these guys as one individual or one contractor, or maybe even just one company,
or one manufacturer,
but let's all band together. We're going to do this. So that's our passion. That's what we're doing. We got through all the questions. I did not think it was going to be an hour long, and I apologize.
Oh, I knew it was going to be an hour.
I can talk.
All right. So additional questions,
You have 45 seconds before we go into 1 hour. So you got to kill it.
This is something that I'm getting a lot of questions on, and I'm seeing this come in, and I know you're getting these too. And so we have set up a separate email address for this because I think this is a huge thing, and we cannot wait until April 6th to start this. So if you are seeing issues in your market with ICF approvals, inspections, code issues, different things with regards to ICF structures that you're wanting to build, I'm asking you to email me the information on that. The email address for that is going to be help@buildwithicf.com.
Yeah. If you want to see what we can do as an industry, as an association to help the industry, we need to know what the problems are that are out there. We know what we deal with.
We think we know whatever.
We think we know, but you don't know what you don't know. So we need you to reach out to us and tell us what we can help you with as an association. Let us go out there and help you fight these fights. So please send us a detailed email about what you're dealing with, contact who we can contact, all that stuff. Let us reach out and help you, because we want to help you establish ICF in these different areas. So please help. Everybody knows HELP. Help me at buildwithicf.com. Completely separate email that will go just to us. So it'll kind of be like the hot email to get us like really going, and we can get after it. And we'll use our connections to reach out through engineers and architects and different things, engineers and code officials and people that we know to get this taken care of. So please let us know what problems you're running into. So, okay.
All right. That's it. We got through them all.
We went through over an hour. I apologize, but these are all questions that people have been asking us, and we promised we'd put out a podcast about it. So I'm sorry if you were on here to get some really cool information. I will tell you that you want cool information, come back for 6-7.
Episode 67.
6-7.
Oh my gosh, you're too much. So, okay.
David Phelps.
Yes.
Dave Phelps with ICF Homes of Virginia. This guy has a degree in physics.
It's a good podcast.
If you want to talk about like literally somebody who like he know like this guy's got more brains than I have facial hair. Yeah, that's a lot. But no, I mean, having a conversation with this guy is amazing. I've known him for a while, and it's amazing. He's going to be, this is the first episode of probably 3 that I can think of that we want to have him on about. But he goes over we've already recorded this episode. We're jumping ahead of what we're doing here. We're flip-flopping around, but he is going to, he talks about some amazing stuff. So listen to episode 67, and Dave's going to have some really, really cool stuff on there. So, and then we've got some more lined up right behind that some people that have really been after us people have been asking us to get on. It's amazing how things are falling through right now, where all of a sudden we're falling into place, following through, where people are actually coming through that people wanted on this podcast for a long time. So
yeah, we're excited about this. We're excited about WICFA. We're excited about continuing forward with the podcast and bringing on guests that we've been working on getting for a while.
Yeah.
And
really getting some momentum here. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So everybody, same thing, at Build with ICF on all socials, info at Build with ICF. Anything you guys want us to do, tell us what you're looking for, what people, any feedback on this podcast, anything like that. And then if you're having those problems, like we said, help at buildwithicf.com. If you're having problems with any kind of code officials or issues trying to get ICF approved, we really want to know about that. And we want to start working on that. Not something we can fix today, but it's something that we want to start working towards. And it's part of what we're trying to build with this association is make a difference and make it easier for all of us to build better homes for everybody.
What do they say? A rising tide raises all ships?
Yeah. We got a lot of ships out there, and we just want to be the tide for that if we can. So,
all right. Thank you, everybody.
Appreciate it. Thanks for hanging in for a long episode. I know it was long. Thank you. And we'll see you guys next time.